Hello mga ka-tribes! Welcome to Dadibru TV. So for today's lesson, let's talk about Lesson 1, Quarter 4, which is sampling distribution. So for our competencies for today's lesson is 1. The learner will be able to identify sampling distributions of statistic or the sample mean. 2. Find the mean and variance of the sampling distributions of the sample mean. And 3. Solve problems involving sampling distributions of the sample mean. There are many possible samples of the same size that can be drawn from a given population. A statistic such as a mean can be computed for each of the samples drawn. To find the mean of the sampling distribution of means, use the following formula. Mean is equal now to the summation of the sample mean over n, where x bar is equal to the sample mean and small n is equal to the total number of observations. Now, for an alternative formula, to get the sample mean, that is summation of the sample mean times the probability of the sample, where x sub bar is the sample mean and p sub x is the probability of each sample mean. Okay? Now let's define the probability distribution that describes the probability for each mean of all the samples with the same sample size n is called a sampling distribution. Okay, example. Consider the population consisting of the values 2, 3, and 5. List all the possible samples of size 2 that can be drawn from the population with replacement. Then, compute the mean for each sample. Lastly, find the mean of the sampling distribution of means and the mean of the population. Okay, for our solution, all the possible samples of size 2 with replacements are listed in the second column below. Here. These are the possible samples of size 2, okay, with replacements. The corresponding means of all these samples are shown on the third column here. Okay. Paano natin nakuha yung 2.0? Just simply get the mean of the sample 2 and 2. And that is 2 plus 2 divided by 2 equal to 2. So 2 plus 3 divided by 2 equal to 2.5 and so on. Okay? Now, for instance, the first sample consists of 2 and 2. Yan siya. Okay. Next, a total of 9 samples with 9 sample means can be drawn from the population 2, 3, and 5. The probability of occurrence of each mean is 1 over 9. Okay? So, look at this table. Our sample mean are 2.0, 2.5, 3.5, 2.5, 3.0, 4.0, 3.5, 4.0, and 5.0, whose sum is 30. So, the probability now is, since there is only one 2.0, the probability is 1 over 9. Also, for a mean of 2.5, the probability is 1 over 9 also. A mean or sample mean of 3.5, the probability is 1 over 9. A sample mean of 2.5, the probability is also 1 over 9. A sample mean of 3.0, the probability is 1 over 9. A sample mean of 4.0, the probability is also 1.9. 3.5 is also 1.9. 4.0 is also 1.9. 5.0 is also 1.9. Okay? if you are going to add the probabilities, of course, the sum is equal to 1. Very good. Okay? Now, let's define now the mean of the population. To get the mean of the population 2, 3, and 5, just use this formula. Mean is equal to the summation of x over n. So as you can see, the values of x are 2, 3, and 5. So to get the mean, just simply add 2 plus 3 plus 5 and then divide it by 3 because there are 3 mean. Okay? And that is now 10 over 3 or 3.33. Now for B naman, for the second question, find the sample mean. For letter A, mean of the population. For letter B, sample mean. Use the formula, sample mean is equal now to the summation of the samples divided by small n. Okay? And what is the summation of the samples? That is equal to 30. Divided by how many observations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So divided by 9. That's 30 divided by 9 is also equal to 3.3. Okay? Try to notice this class. The two are equal, right? Okay. Using an alternative formula in getting the sample mean. Use this formula, sample mean is equal to the summation of the sample mean times the probability of the sample mean. Okay, what is the summation of the sample mean? 30, right? Times the probability, 1 over 9. The product is also the same, 3.33. Okay, so as you can notice, the population mean is equal to the mean of the sampling distribution of the mean. That is mu equal now to mu sub x bar. Okay? Now, let's have example number 2. For example number 2, consider the population consisting of the values 1, 3, and 8. Question 1, or letter A, list all the possible samples of size 2 with replacement. Question B, compute the mean of each sample. Question C, identify the probability of each sample. For letter D, compute the mean of the sampling distribution of the means. For letter E, compute the population mean. And for letter C, compare the population mean with the mean of the sampling distribution of the means. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. Now, let's start from letter A for our solution. So, for letter A, all the possible samples of size 2 with replacements are listed in the second column. Okay, ito yun. Okay, we have 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 8, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 8, 8, 8, 8, 1, and 8, 3. Now, for letter B question, the mean of each sample is shown on the third column here. So to get the mean again, just simply add the sample. 1 plus 1 divided by 2, that's 1, or 1.0. 1 plus 3, that's 4, divided by 2, that's 2.0. 1 plus 8, that is 9, divided by 2, 4.5. 3 plus 3 divided by 2 is 3.0. 3 plus 1 divided by 2 is equal to 2.0. 3 plus 8 divided by 2 is 5.5. 8 plus 8 is equal to 16 divided by 2 is 8.0. 8 plus 1 is equal to 9 divided by 2 is 4.5, and 8 plus 3 is equal to 11 divided by 2, that is 5.5. So that's the answer for question B. Okay? Now, for question C, identify the probability of each sample. So to identify the probability of each sample, just simply write 1 over 9 for a sample mean of 1.0. 1 over 9 also for a 2.0. 1 over 9 also for 4.5. 1 over 9 also for 3.0. 1 over 9 also for 2.0. 1 over 9 also for 5.5. 1 over 9 for 8.0. 1 over 9 for 4.5, and 1 over 9 also for 5.5. So if you're going to add this sample, the sum is 36. And for the probability, of course, when you add 1 over 9 in 9 observations, that is also equal to 1. Okay? Now, that's question letter C. Okay? Now, for question letter D, compute the mean of the sampling distribution of the means. So, to compute for the mean, let's use this formula. The mean of the sampling distribution of the mean is computed as follows. Okay, an alternative way and a regional way. Okay, the sample mean is equal to the summation of the sample mean over the mean of the sample, no? Over n. That is 36, no? Since there are 36. Over 9, since there are 9 observations. That is equal to 4. For the alternative method, pareho lang, right? Yan, summation of the sample mean times the probability of x, that is 36. The summation of the sample mean is 36, and the probability of x is 1 over 9. The product is also equal to 4. So, pareho lang, guys, no? It's up to you to use, no? Use the alternative or the general one. Okay, now, next. Compute for the mean of the population. Take note that the populations are 1, 3, and 8. So, you can compute using this formula. Mu is equal now to the summation of x over n. So, what is the summation of x? That is 1 plus 3 plus 8. And our population is equal to 3. Meaning there are 3 population. Okay? And that is now 12 over 3 equal to 4. And for the last question, compare the population mean with the mean of the sampling distribution of means. So, let's compare, guys. So, ito yung mean of the sampling distribution of the mean, which is 4. Ito naman yung mean of the population. So, if we compare the two, you can notice that the population mean, mu, is equal to the value of the mean, mu sub sample mean, of the sampling distribution of the means. That is now equal to, mu is equal to mu sub x bar. Okay? So, that's all for today, for this video. That ends with this simple video. A continuation of this video will be posted soon. So, if you have questions, comment down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.